Donald Trump was in Wisconsin today at a rally, and he was talking about the economy and, of course, blaming Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for what he calls the worst economy and their handling of the economy and everything else. Even though the economy is doing really good, record on it, record unemployment as far as how low it is for months and months and months. We got stock market reaching never before seen levels. The economy's recovering, inflation's down, and going to continue to trend down. But Donald Trump doesn't care about any of that. He just wants to call it a bad economy and make him look bad. But then he tried for something that seemed like a joke. And he's horrible with humor. He's not funny. And when he tries to make a joke, he just comes off awkward and weird. And maybe this was meant to be a joke. And reading a transcript is hard to determine whether or not he was attempting humor. Like I said, his humor isn't that funny. He's not naturally charismatic uh, in as regards to humor. But he said Kamala Harris wouldn't have won The Apprentice. Said he didn't think she would have won. Well, no shit. She wouldn't have been on the show. You can't run the country like a business. We've seen how that happens. We know what happens with Donald Trump. He bankrupts a lot of companies. He's bankrupted what? Trump University, Trump Water, Trump Steaks. His charity had to shut down because he was defrauding a charity. He couldn't even run a charity right. He's bankrupted how many casinos? And beyond that, look at what he's doing with True Social, his social media network. It started at $60 a share. He hit a high of almost $70 a share. It is now down to 16, back up a little bit from a low of 12 or just over 12. But that's tanking too. Donald Trump isn't a good businessman, and he's proved that he's not a good businessman. But he wants you to think you need a businessman to run the country. That's not what we need. We need a politician. We need somebody who is who knows the law, a trained lawyer maybe, somebody who's worked in all three branches of government. She's been part of the court system in the judicial branch. She was in the Senate, in the legislative, and now as vice president in the executive. That's what we need. But for him to say she wouldn't win The Apprentice, come on, get out of here with that shit. If it was an attempt at a joke, it failed miserably. And she wouldn't have been there. There's no need. She's not a business person. So I don't know what the comparison was. I don't know why he said it. I don't know if he was just trying to go back to his glory days when he was a top media personality and people loved him for being on The Apprentice or what. But it makes no sense, and much of Donald Trump's ramblings don't make sense anyway. But this was just kind of out there and weird. I'm guessing he was attempting a joke, but it didn't work because Donald Trump doesn't understand humor.